What is up, home workout and bodyweight exercise fans? It's another daily vlog, and today we'll be talking a little bit about peaks and valleys in terms of emotional states, in terms of psychology, ups and downs in life. How is this relevant with working out? Your physiology, the chemical environment your body is in, is crucial for recovery. If you're soaking in cortisol and stress hormones all the time, if you're constantly depressed, if you don't know how to deal with life and its ups and downs, it will affect your progress in your workouts. So that being said, this week I am personally having a valley. So I'm going down, I had a couple of weeks where I was going really, really up, had a great time, hanged out with some really amazing people. One of them was Elliot Holz, one of my first mentors on this trip. One of the guys that inspired me so much. So we had a dinner together, talked about a ton of things, and really enjoyed it. Hanged out with a couple of other buddies this weekend. I had a little trip in London, had an amazing time there. It was a little bit work, a little bit fun. Again, the people you hang out with is so crucial in your life. I talked about that in my previous video, and also some other people I hanged out, more personal stuff, had a really good time. So I knew that a valley was coming, I was aware of that because after so many years of working on myself, I know that that's how it is. That's how the normal law of life is. You're gonna go up and you're gonna go down. The thing is, when you're going down, it's unavoidable. You're gonna be going down at points. I don't care what you say, how much you work, whatever. As much meditation as you do, as much personal work as you do, ups and downs are unavoidable. It's just the natural law of life. So the trick is, first of all, being aware. When you're having peaks, be aware that you're going up and there will be downhill. That doesn't mean that you should be pessimistic, like, when times are good, being like, this is just a peak and it's gonna go bad again, and what's the point anyway? No, you have to be fully engaged in your peaks. Enjoy them, but just have like a little backup here, like an underlying notification letting you know that a valley is coming. So once the valley begins, once you start going downhill, it's crucial to let go. What you're gonna do is, what our natural conditioning tells us to do, is to just grab on that peak and not let go, even though you're having a ton of weight pulling you down. When you're doing that, you're just making your fall nastier. What you have to do is let go. You have to let go and, embrace the fall. The faster you switch your mindfulness on, the faster you are aware that, okay, that was a peak and now we're going down, and that's okay, because that's how life is, the less painful your fall will be. And what you're gonna want to be doing here is looking for the value in this downhill, looking for the lesson. So what can I learn? I always learn so much things when I have my valleys. I get so much value. I wouldn't have progressed, I wouldn't have evolved personally if it wasn't to my downhills, my valleys, and it took me a lot of time to realize that. It's so simple, but even when you realize things intellectually, understanding things experientially with your gut, with your whole body, with your whole physiology, that's a totally different thing, and it takes a lot of work. My second retreat helped me a lot with that, because you when you're going in a retreat like these, experiences vary a lot, but personally I always hit a really steep downhill, and as much as it's painful, the knowledge and value that comes after that is so handy. So I was reading lately yesterday night actually, this book of Epictetus, the Enchiridion. Somebody in the comment section recommended it. I've been wanting to study that guy for a while now. Been forgetting. So thank you. I don't remember your name right now. I'm gonna link it probably here if I find it. Book is really cool book. And what Epictetus says is, when you're blaming others, it means that you're lacking in education. You need to be educated. You're uneducated. When you start blaming yourself, your education has begun. And when you're done blaming anyone, your education is over. You've graduated. So what he means is, people who constantly blame others for their bad, emotional states and this and that, something we tend to do as people, are really uneducated people. They haven't studied life. They haven't worked on themselves. People who start blaming themselves about their whole emotional states, because there is no bad and good actually. What there is what your brain chooses to perceive of a situation. For example, a good friend of yours might die. Is that good? Is that bad? It's nothing of the two. It's just a natural phenomenon. It happens, it's gonna keep on happening, and it's just how it is. Of course, you have to be super enlightened, or whatever the word is, to deal with a situation like that. I'm just giving you extreme situation to understand stuff. So bad things are pretty often hide really good stuff. I mean, for me, losing my leg was the best damn thing that ever happened to me. It completely changed me as a person. It completely put me on a different path. It just made me work so much more on myself. Like, I wouldn't even hang out with the person I used to be in the past unless he asked for my help. So another Zen parable that I like a lot is that the obstacle that stands in the way becomes the way. Meaning, that learn to see your obstacles and your downs as just part of your path. And these obstacles so often hide so many opportunity. And the people who are really happy in life, the people who are really successful in life, are really good at flipping these problems. So what I do as personal practice really often, when something bad happens, I'm like, okay, what's the opportunity in this? What can I do to gain value out of it? Losing a leg and realizing that was super helpful for me is I'm pretty lucky to have that incident in my life. I consider myself super lucky, honestly, to have lost my leg. I wouldn't be able to deal with things as I do today if that haven't had to happen to me. I'd be pretty much more ungrateful and sad person. So learn to use obstacles. Learn to find wisdom in your downs. Embrace them. Don't avoid them. The moment you start embracing them and just being aware of them and just let them go through their natural course, that's the moment that you're gonna get faster back to your peaks. The more you're creating aversion towards these negative, these downs, the more they're gonna stick, the more slow time will be. The more you're attached to peaks, the slower you're gonna reach them again, and the less enjoyable they're gonna be. Because if you're always obsessing about something without letting it go a little bit, it's kind of like trying to eat the same food like non-stop. You're gonna get sick of it at some point. So my summary for today is to just embrace your lows, see them as opportunities. This doesn't mean that you're not going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad, but by embracing them fully, the bad feeling is going to go away faster. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more intense at first, but if you just stick with it a little bit and go over that uncomfortable hump, it's going to start evaporating faster. So find opportunities in obstacles, flip your obstacles around, find wisdom in solitude, in dark moments, because light is always followed by darkness, and darkness is always followed by light. And that's how it just is. It's just how it will always be. You can't have constant light, again, unless you become an enlightened person. I don't even know if that actually exists. Haven't met one yet. That was all for today, and I'll next time. Keep on training.